What is Venn diagram? A Venn diagram is an illustration that uses circles. Okay, a Venn diagram, if we are pertaining to set, okay, a Venn diagram is a very important thing for us to compare or for us to relate or for us to see the relationship of the sets. Okay? And then it is enclosed by a rectangle. So assume that this one is a rectangle, 4 sides. Okay? And then it is our universal set. U. Okay? Universal set ito. Iba naman yung ganyan, union. This is union, this is universal set. Don't be confused about that. Symbols. Okay. And then, wherein we can see now the relationship. Pwede ito ay si set A. Pwede ito ay si set B. Okay. Diba, if you are sometimes in your other subject, because not only in mathematics or in sets that we are using Venn diagram. Also in other subjects, like for example in English, like what is the difference or what is the similarities of female and male, like that. And you will use Venn diagram. So for example, okay, so for example that one, we are to relate or see the similarities of female, other thing na lang, of animals and humans. For example, so if this is the animal, this is the human, animals. What are the similarities? Sometimes we are using Venn diagram to relate each. Okay, similarities and difference. So for similarities, they are both what? Okay, so for the similarities, you will put here at the middle, right? For example, they both break. The similarities, they are doing like that. A dog is breathing also, like you, human. Okay, difference. Wisdom. Okay, because we human knows how to think, we know how to go to school, we know how to cooperate with the discussion because you have wisdom. Very good. So same with sets class. We are using Venn diagram like what Mr. James read a while ago. Okay. So I will make again. Okay, nice circle. Oh, okay. What if this is set A? This is set B. Set A, set B. Okay. Now, the universal set is this biggest or the rectangle one. Okay, that is the universal set. And set A and set B is a subset of universal set. Okay, always. And because they are inside the boundary or the area of this universal set, meaning because they are inside, the circles are inside, meaning they are a subset of universal set. Okay, next. So if this is A, this is A, this is B, this is the similarities, AB. Okay? Difference, similarities. Similarities is the one that is in the middle, the circle, or this one, the intersection. difference, difference. Okay, so that's the elements of set that are the same with A and B, you will put it here. The elements of A that you cannot find to B, you put it here. The elements of B that you cannot find to A, you put it here. Okay, so like for example, A, B, and set A is equal to 1, 2, 3. Set B is equal to 2, 3, 4. Okay. You get the intersection. How will you represent the intersection? A upside down, a big letter U, which is wider. Okay. A intersects B. You represent or you relate the relationship of A intersects B using a Venn diagram. Okay, how will I do that? Okay, intersection. They intersect here at the middle. Meaning if it is intersect the common elements from set A and from set B. So what are the common elements that you can see to set A and you can see to set B? We have two common. What else? We have three common. So the set A and set B intersects in the element which is 2, 3. And then in set A, there is one thing, one element that you cannot find to set B. What is that element? 1. So you put it here. And then in set B, there is another element that you cannot find to set A, and that is element 4. So you put it here. That's it. With the help of this Venn diagram, you can see now the relationship of the elements. Okay? They intersect with elements 2 and 3. They have both having element 2, element 3. But set A have 1 and set B have 4. They are not the same. That the same thing or the common thing is 2 and 3. That's it. That is the purpose or that is the use of Venn diagramming. Okay, now let's go for more deeper.
A few moments later.
And then it says there, if this is set A, this is set B. What do you observe? Okay? Set B is a subset of set A. Why? Because set B is inside set A. All the elements of set B that you can find in set B are within also or are elements of set A also. Why? Because the circle, the smaller circle, which is the set B, is inside the bigger circle. And these two sets are subsets of our universal set. B is a subset of A. Why? Because set B, the smaller circle, is inside AB. So if you will, so for example, the sets are set A is equal to 1, 2, 3, and then set B is equal to 3. Okay, so the common thing, set B has 3, set A has 3. So this one, 3, you will put it here in the set B only. And then we have also in set A, there are elements that you cannot find in set B. So you will put outside the circle B or the set B. So we have 1, we have 2. So we have 1, we have 2. 1 and 2 are 1, 2, and 3 are elements of set A because they are inside the circle of set A. Now, set B has only one element, which is 3. So, in set A and set B, common element is 3. Are you getting my point? What am I telling you here? Very good. Okay, so that is B subset A. B is a subset of A. That is the representation. If, for example, I gave you this one, B subset A, wherein A is having the elements of 1, 2, and 3, and set B having an element of 3, represent the relationship of these two sets using Venn diagramming. And then the correct way of representing the relationship is this one. Okay? This is the representation of this one, the sets. Venn diagram. Set itself, Venn diagram. Okay? Huwag kayong malito dyan. Next, we have also another relationship of set there. Okay. Okay. So in here, we have, for example, this is set A, this is set B. Set A is 1, 2, 3. And then set B is equal to 4, 5. If you remember our discussion before about disjoint set, disjoint sets are sets that has no common elements. When saying set A 1, 2, 3, set B 4 and 5, they don't have common. They don't have the same element, right? Walang 4 dito, there is no 4 here, there is no 5 here. There is no 1, 2, 3 here. Disjoint, they don't have the same element. So if you will represent this one in Venn diagram, you just separate them. If this is set A, you just put 1, 2, 3. If this is set B, this is 4, 5. They did not intersect. They did not meet. There is no common elements. That is disjoint set. A intersects B. Okay. So for example, we have 1, 2, 3 for set A, and then we have 1, 5, 6. Okay? And then I ask you if it is A intersects B. A intersects B. In this sets, okay, I ask you to represent the relationship of these two sets by Venn diagramming. So how will you do it? You just connect the two circle class, set A and set B, and then first is get the common element. What is the common element to the both sets? We have 1. Very good. So you just put 1 here. Oh, is that 1? Okay, 1. And then in set A, you can see element 2, element 3. So you just write here. In set B, you can see element 5, element 6. So you just write here. What is the common element? We have 1. They intersect 2, 1. So that is intersection by Venn diagramming. Okay? So don't be confused about Venn diagramming. There are so many kinds. Intersection, disjoint, subset. Okay. Next. So there are also ways in general, if like this one, same yun lang, intersection pa rin. Okay, so any set without this one, the logic I will shade this one at the middle. Okay? Without given set, if you will to interpret this Venn diagram with this kind, two circles intersect and then the middle is shaded, we can say that set A intersects set B in the shaded part or elements. So we don't know because there is no given. So it is just a representation. If you will to interpret this one, you can say just this one, that is the given thing, and interpret what is the meaning of that Venn diagram. You say that A intersects to B with a common or with the shaded part, which is a common subset. Okay? A intersects B in the shaded part having a common subset or element. Same lang yan. That is the same what I just discussed a while ago. But a while ago, I used numbers. But in here, interpretation, okay, we just use no elements, but according to the Venn diagram, it says that A intersects B in this shaded part. Okay, next. Okay, and what is the symbol of complement? Like for example, we have A complement. Complement, this is the symbol. It is like a comma put in the upper right corner of the name of the set. Okay, it is like an exponent. A comma, that is exponent. Okay, that is the symbol for complement. Now, if you will to interpret or if you will to, okay, I will shade this part. Shade, 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 shade. Shade, 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 shade. All parts are shaded except here, where the two circles or the two sets intersect, there is no shaded part, or it is not shaded. But outside of them, all shaded, including the universal set and also this one. If you will to interpret that one, how come? Okay, so we know class. I will write here again. First, you see first the circle or the diagram. And we can see that circle A or set A intersect to circle B or set B. So we can say that set A intersects B. This A or this circle intersects with this circle in this part. Kasi nag-connect sila, intersected. But it is not yet complete. We cannot say that A intersects B only because the shade part has meaning also in this diagram. Okay? So meaning, how come that is not yet complete? Okay? Now, we go now to complement. Okay? A intersects B. A intersects B. But don't take note, class, because of the shaded part, we can say it is A intersect B complement. Okay? If there is no shaded part here, nothing is shaded, we can say that they are only intersecting. The set are intersecting. But if I put complement symbol, I can say that, or you shade all the parts of universal set and set B, but do not shade the intersection part. If you can see this one, A intersects B complement, this is the representation. This is the interpretation of the relationship. Okay? So don't be confused with A intersects B having complement. Just shade all and then remain. The intersection remains. Do not shade. Okay? Because we are talking about A, the common or the intersection element of A and B complement. Sabi ko nga, they are the complements or they are the elements that is from A and B. That is not part of, because of this one of complement. Naiiba siya sa this one, the elements here is different from the elements outside because of the complementing. Say a complement, like for example, we have universal set 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then we have A complement, B complement. A, if A is 1, for example, and B is 2, A complement is equal to B complement is equal to. Okay, so for example, in A, the complements are the elements that you can find to universal, but you cannot find to A. So what are the complement of set A? We have 2 and 3. Because you cannot see 2 and 3 in these elements of A. So I will put 2, 3. What about B complement? B complement are the elements that you cannot find in B, that you can find in universal set. So what element? We have 1 and we have 3. Because in B, you have only 2. So in here, the complement is 1 and 3. So that is complementing, or that is the complements of set. Okay. So if this is set A, this is set B, and in the representation there, in the Venn diagram, all the circles are shaded. So they are part. Okay. Also in the middle, shaded, but outside the circle or the universal set is not shaded. Now, what is the meaning of that? The union set already. Okay. So what is union? This one. You remember, I told you the symbol for union is wide. It is like capital letter U, but it is wider. Okay. A union B. What did we say about union? Union means all the elements will combine. Okay. Meaning A union B. So the elements here plus the elements here plus the elements here were united all together. That is why there is a shade. That is the use of shade. Okay, so for example, we will put elements. A is equal to 1, 2, 3. And B, set B is equal to 2, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 6. Okay? So if I will write, for example, without shading, I will represent these sets to this Venn diagram. Okay? If it is union, you combine everything. So you shade it, you put a shade region in this part, and then you write here what is the common first. The common we have 2, 2. Element 2 from set A and from set B. So I will put it here. Next is from set A, I have 1, 3. 1, 3. From set B, I have 4, 6. 4, 6. Now, how will you interpret that relationship? Okay, set A union set B. They are united. Okay. Sir, how will you know if they are united? A while ago, if there is no shade here, I didn't shade it. No shade. It is intersection. Okay? It is intersection. A intersects B. But if you put shade, okay, it is now union. Okay? And then, don't forget, if there are common elements, you put it always at the middle here. 2 is common, that's why I put it there. And 4, 6, I put it in B. 1, 3, I put it in A, and I shade them. I shade, so that the interpretation, it is A union B, not A intersects B. Because A intersects B is different, okay? In A intersects B, there is no shade. Whew.